Hello, everybody! Welcome back. Another episode, vlog, Potato Land. I'm your host, Braden Young. How are we doing today? First things on first order of business. Wearing a bit of a band-aid here on my face, on my chin, to cover up the, what do we call it, nervous habit, semi-slash, maybe it's just a dermatologist situation going on. But I wanted to show you how it might look. I wanted to show myself how it might look throughout the week. I've been getting nervous about this show. You may have seen in the last episode it growing out a little bit, and it looked a little bit funky there. But here we are talking about my chin again. At least it's been quite a bunch of episodes. And anyway, there you go. There you have it. This is what it may possibly look similar to in the future. What else is going on? How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's okay. Let's hope this bandage doesn't fall off my face. I promise not to make too many mouth movements. Trying to think of something I've done during the week, and I do have a couple items. One being that I have been masturbating furiously. No, but working hard as well. If you're with me on this, all I mean by that is stay at it. Not to necessarily both those points, but the latter. And locking my, in terms of what I've been thinking about telling my little video journal here, locking my car up behind a gate every night. Well, 4 nights a week or something. For a little more safety and peace of mind, which should help my overall stress levels. And then I suppose we could be going back to what's happening on my face. As you may have noticed during my introduction or just now when I scratched my left eye there, I also picked up a new watch in the mail today. I'm not going to do unboxing video for you for this one. It's exactly the same model, but it's silver. So there you go. You've seen enough. Apparently stainless steel too. I'm supposed to be working on my transitions from one sentence to the next without using the letters U or H. What else has been going on? Hope you have had just as much of an exciting week as I have. Currently on that watch is, and I'm not trying to show it, is my new clock for how I'm keeping track of how long these videos go, because you definitely want to keep it under 15 minutes, and that's going long. I'm still standing by it. That would be going long. 15 minutes is probably just enough to where you can get into the flow as a guy, as a single boy, as a single human being. If I give you 15 minutes of my time, you better catch fire at around 15 minutes or you're out, and hopefully you've caught fire from the get-go. Okay. What now? What do we talk about? Considering more safety, I've had more of a chance, but less of an opportunity to focus on daily hygiene. Do we want to talk about that? Well, I've been working and stressing and plucking, but not doing all of what I noticed is a bit of a trend. And I wonder if this is from working too hard. I do run my own schedule, however you say it. But my hygiene seems to be at a high during the week, at an all-time, let's say, proper hygiene level, come about Friday. And then I think it dips off slowly, ever so slowly and steadily, until about the next Friday, where it spikes back up. But that's if I'm busy. And I just wanted to share it because, some part of me is talking to myself, and some part of me is talking to you, you know. What do? We talk about the hot topics here. Locking my gate. What sort of existential question can I possibly ask from some of my daily activities or weekly activities, I suppose? Nothing, or not any, or nothing that I can come up with in the moment at least. But I was mostly being humorous there. Okay, let's discuss something that may have happened during the week. I'm loving talking about where I get my news sources to people, which is about the right time to bring it up with the public. And it would be easy if I just had a list here, but to give you the basic rundown, how am I just leaping from one topic to the next? I mean, am I? What's in the news? That's a proper transition, right? I'd like to just put it down on record, I suppose, where I get all my corniness and my cheesiness and my well of knowledge when it comes to what's going on in the world. Because you may notice I don't think much is happening unless it's moving the needle. And that typically means worldwide, not just the US for the most part. So not a lot always happens to bring up, but I'm thankful for it because it's all mostly, a lot of it is stressful somewhat, right? Or just something to talk about with strangers or your friends, I suppose. If you have friends that... what I meant by that is unlike me, or however you say it. Friends is a vague topic, but I'm betting it's a vague topic for most people. As well as family for the most part too. But where are we going? Okay, so here's my sources of news. I don't have it listed by priority or anything like that, but I'd love to point everybody to sort of somebody's garage in the middle of, I don't know, somewhere in LA. The comedian Jimmy Dore, his news show. That one's great. This is a little embarrassing discussing my news sources, but then I'll maybe, if I have to do this in priority, I'll find whatever the top news is, the stories of the day, on my login page on YouTube, being very specific there, not the home page or not the page that has the trending or anything like that. So, whatever they show about, let's say 75% down the screen starts the top news articles, and they give me about 8 or something, and I can open some and look at more and stuff, but 8 is plenty. I also pay attention to the clips that come off of the number one podcast in the world, the Joe Rogan Experience. I want to put that lightly because I don't want, again, I know I've said this before, don't want to come off as a bit of a fanboy. Whatever clips he's posting on, or they're posting on YouTube, that's where I get my news. And some of that's appropriate, I guess, to talk about today, but we don't have to change subjects. I'm trying to get done with this subject here. And what else? I mean, generally, my monitor just turned off. I'm freaking out. Oh, this has happened before, I remember. I don't have to turn it back on, but I will. Let's stop listening to my clicks. Anyway, and then Instagram gives me some of my gossip news. And that's just me scrolling through a web application that I probably shouldn't even have on my phone if I'm not actively using it, especially since it's been over probably a couple of years since I posted. However, I have been following and maybe being followed or whatever. So you tell me. But I was joking mostly about gossip only. It's sometimes it's relevant, I suppose. Where else do I get my news? We're done with that. Okay. All right. So what was I talking about in terms of a video clip that I've seen on the internet recently, and that means today, and that means just now, mining cobalt in, it's just an example, something that I would seem that should seem to move a needle in terms of where civilization is headed. I imagine a crackdown over the next few years should probably happen, or America and all these other Western countries are going to ignore human, I don't know what the word is, human rights, civil rights, responsibilities. Anyway, should be drunk if I want to talk about smart stuff, you know. Anyway, okay, so what else happened? Nothing, and I'm trying to look at the time and get out of here. We have a few more minutes, and I don't have a few more seconds of material or just things to discuss. So let's just move on about. I wish there was more fun topics to talk about. Let's all keep our hygiene in tip-top shape and work on our not creating. Oh, there's something. Okay. Sorry it takes so long to get to this, but in terms of bad habits, I want to start moving my hands around all the time. My hands need to be busy. So whatever that's going to be, hands not towards the face anymore. And we'll see what happens. But for now, it's been video games and trying not to get bored while working. If you don't know my job, all I do at the moment, or for the most part here, is drive for Uber. It's really all I do, except that I feel like if I say that, then I have to add on the part where I get in a little bit of, I don't know, I don't want to brag, so I'm just not going to say it. We'll leave it at that. Standing in front of the public. Long sentences make me forget what I was talking about. Yeah, not moving my hands around makes me feel like I have to do something with my hands. So we'll see what happens come next week. Do I have a beard or not? Do I wear this bandage out in public? Because right now, this is the grand opening, the maiden voyage of this Band-Aid. I only put it on 30 minutes ago or so. Anyway, all right. We'll see what happens next week. Cheers, guys. Have fun. Christmas, the weekday before Christmas weekend is probably the best time to go out, and you have a chance at getting laid, if I'm being honest. So I'm skipping out on that. I work long hours tomorrow, I think. Or I should probably go out and party, I don't know. But it's not going to happen. Do it yourself, or remember this for next year. All right, I got to go. It's getting late. A Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, but also Merry Christmas. Coming from my background, I suppose. Okay, Cheerios. I would have done more gimmicks in the background, but because it's fun and cute, but we're not there yet. Love you all, if you love me. Otherwise, I don't know,